to save, to shield, to surround this hearth, this home, this household, this night, this sacred night, each sacred night. Welcome to you all. Thank you for joining me. This is Tanya Reichley here at my hearth. I am offering this Celtic Traditions class for winter solstice on behalf of Ritual Craft School, and I'm so glad you're with me. Welcome to my hearth. And I am sitting here with you. This is my favorite way to teach, sitting on the earth or the ground, representing the earth, and as our ancestors would have done. And I am going to explain to you setting up an altar in the Celtic spiritual tradition, invoking the elements of air, fire, water, and earth. And some of the things I'm going to show you, there's recipes for in the PDF, and then I will demonstrate how to create a kissing bowl of peace. And thank you for joining me again, and let us begin in the East. So our intention for this time is deepening into peace. And we will begin in the East. I've created an incense, and I light the incense. You can light it with a candle. I prefer, just because it can spark, so I prefer just lighting it with a match. And this is a specific charcoal incense that you can buy at herb shops and metaphysical shops and ritual shops. And it sparks when you first light it, as you can see. And I have created an incense representing the herbs and resins of this season. And this is myrrh, a dark resin, frankincense, representing the reborn light. There's also fresh pine, there is rose petal, and vervain, which brings the sacredness to this blend. And you can read more about all of these herbs in the PDF. And once my incense has stopped sparking, then I go ahead, or my charcoal, then I can go ahead and add some of the incense blend. Just a little bit at a time, and it will start smoking. So be aware of where you burn it, that you don't have a smoke alarm that could potentially go off. The incense blend, again, the recipe for that is in the written content. So honoring the deep peace of this season, the deep peace of winter solstice. And the sacred incense blend, this winter solstice blend, is an offering of divine breath. And so with this incense, we are inviting the ancestors, we are inviting any specific gods and goddesses that you would like to call in to join with us. Sitting a few moments with the breath, the stillness, allowing this deep peace of the season to ignite the magic. So in the East, the element of air. Then we move to the South. The South is the element of fire. And I will light a candle. This candle, may my light radiate within and without in peace. May this light of mine, represented by this candle, radiate within and without in peace. In the PDF, I've also offered a recipe for a lunar anointing oil, and that's a beautiful addition to a ritual as well. And see the PDF for more information on that. when I'm setting up an altar, I love to use a lot of the ingredients that I will be using in the ritual itself. So I have the greens here, this fresh seasonal greens, evergreens. I have holly, and then I have ingredients that will be included in one of the projects that we will be making here shortly. I love the stillness and the magic of this dark season. When you're in ritual, remembering to slow down, be present, coming back to that intention of deepening into peace, allowing your senses to be thresholds to engaging that peace, to allowing that peace ignite the magic of the season, both the fertile potential and magic of the dark, as well as the exhilaration and the possibility being born with the light. So continuing to move around the altar, we were in the east for the element of air, we were in the south for the element of fire, and then we move to the west for the element of water. And for the element of water, I've created a festive mulled wine, and I've included that recipe in your content as well. And I also have included some herbal teas that would also be a beautiful addition for the element of water. And the blessings of this season invoked in our ritual drink. The element of water in the west on our altar. And then in the north, we have the ingredients, which also, even if we weren't making a kissing bowl of peace, these ingredients or these objects would be beautiful additions to include for the north, which is honoring and celebrating the element of earth. And we have cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks are magical to invoke abundance, particularly financial abundance. So we will include those on our kissing bowl. I have seeds. I particularly like, these are chestnuts, and then these are filberts or hazelnuts. And they are considered very magical in Celtic and Irish lore. So I have some filberts, hazelnuts to include, and clementines, which will honor the sun himself. So the representation of the light and the sun being reborn. I have some holly. Holly is everlasting green, the red representing the fertility of the season, of blood, of possibility, of birth. And I also like to include red roses to honor the sacred feminine and the goddess. So I will include a rose. And then the base, and there's some ribbons I'll show you how to work in a moment. So you're actually going to start with 2 separate grapevine wreaths, and then you're going to put them together in an infinity or a infinity circle, basically. And that's going to give you your base to work with for your kissing bowl of peace. And again, just let me reiterate, this is a kiss of peace. It's not a romantic kiss. This is something that you would hang, and they would have hung over their door to welcome each other with hospitality and with the kiss of peace. So going right along with our ritual intention of deepening into the peace of the season. And when we are at peace, how magic can happen, how we can be available and aware of the magic about us and within us. So begin by inserting one circle inside of the other. And then from there, you're going to decorate this with the greens. And I like to choose a variety of different evergreens, just to give it some intrigue and different textures. You can put them there, and normally what I do is just weave them in to the grapevine itself, if you can. I'm going to kind of do this quickly, and I'm not going to spend as much time because I'm demonstrating this for you. So putting that in, and then having a glue gun at hand. And, oh, of course I want some holly in there, so I'll stick the holly. I like to put the tangerine in the center, and then having some nuts. I'll glue those in around. So nuts around the center as well. Going to do one really quick for you, but I like to do three. 3 is a very sacred number, so you would put those nuts in. What I then like to normally do is take the cinnamon sticks, and I use red ribbon. Red is very symbolic this time of year. Again, for rebirth, fertility. I normally tie these on to the bottom or to the side. Let me go ahead and add orange with some glue. You can also I have the floral tape, and that can be used as well if that's easier. So there's that. And a lot of times I'll even decorate. So this is like meant to be a meditation and spending some time with it. I just want to give you some general ideas for when you create your own. And then, isn't it gorgeous? So festive. Then I will make a loop at the top, and that loop is what I will hang it from, and hang it above a threshold to welcome people with the kiss of peace. I might actually add the rose in there as well, or maybe even inside, tucked in there to honor the feminine aspects of this season, the sacredness that the feminine brings. I love that. So for the kissing bowl of peace, let me just give you an ingredients list or materials list so you can write this down. You will need 2 grapevines, approximately a 4 or 5 inch diameter, 2 grapevine wreaths per person. You will need cinnamon sticks, holly, the little tangerines or clementines, a variety of greenery, the nuts, don't forget the nuts, chestnuts or filberts or any nut in its shell. It is more symbolic to have the nuts in them shells because it's the seed that is going to be bursting forth from the shell when the time is right. Rose, if you would like to add rose, and some red ribbon. And if you do want some floral tape or some floral wire to wire them on, and of course a glue gun. So there is your beautiful kissing bowl of peace.